If you guys could please all mute your phones. We're going to start with Erin Jarrell. And I want to introduce this badass chick here. And I want to, if you guys could all give like a little hands for Erin. Today's her 2-year anniversary, Thriver anniversary, I guess I should say. Congratulations. And the reason why I picked Erin, because I've been watching her for the past year and a half. Okay, I met her probably about a year and a half ago. And I've watched her go be this extremely rock star. We met in Las Vegas at an event. And I got to really sit down with her and we got to talk a lot about like what, her business and where she's going. And Erin, could you just kind of like tell people how you got started in the Thrive, where you were last year mentally, and where we talked in Las Vegas, and what your mindset was? You moved around on me. Where your mindset was at that time?
Sure, absolutely. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me, Kristin. Okay, there I go. I'm not frozen anymore. So what was the question? Where was I at like a year ago?
Correct. I just explained to everybody that I've known you for a year and a half, and then I actually sat down with you and Luke. It's Kim and I. We were in Las Vegas at a vacation getaway, and you opened up quite a bit, and I learned a lot from you. You were very vulnerable, I guess was to say, and I think we all get like that. On I think we're like this in doing our business, and where you've been since that time frame, if you could please talk about that time frame, and then where you got to where you are now.
Okay, thanks. So really quick, when I got into the business, I came in strictly for the product. I had no idea about social selling. It's just, I had a lot of friends. I have a huge family. I built a lot of relationships, like just in life in general. So when I started, I had zero clue about the business aspect. I started, and my main and only goal was to get this product for free, because I had a family of 3 in here and we all wanted Thrive, and I didn't want to pay for 3 people, or just the household in general. So this was all new to me. So I started to share my experience, and that was pretty easy. Although I was telling Kristin the other day, it's kind of like we don't know what we don't know. Until the exact moment, so once I kind of caught the vision of this whole business and what it could do for me and like the family, that's when things started to kind of change. So of course, in the beginning for me, it was like I just kept climbing up, and there was I wasn't working full time, and I was invited to live locals in Toledo, where I met a lot of you guys, and retreats and whatnot. So it just kept going up until it didn't, because that's the ebbs and the flows of the business. And I was doing great up until Las Vegas. Then it just kind of started to go downhill a little bit, I guess. So by showing up to like Zooms like this, to the Zooms that you guys host in the morning, showing up as much as I could, the one thing I kept hearing over and over is like, the only people that don't make it are the ones that quit. So I don't really think I'm a quitter by nature. I definitely want to like prove something to myself and to anyone else that ever doubts me, like, oh no, I'm not giving up. I believe people. It might be by default, or it might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing, but I believe the people that have blazed the trails before us. And I like try to just absorb them like a sponge. I want to know how you feel, what your views are, how to do it, what you're doing. So I think that helps me in this type of business, because I try to remain teachable at all times. But I hit Vegas and then it kind of went down. I went through the little ebbs and the flows. But the only thing that stayed consistent was me showing up. I refused to quit. But the uplines and the side sisters, they kept saying, just wait, don't leave before the miracle happens. One day you're going to get this bomb ass promoter, and she's just going to help rock your business, and you're going to find someone that matches your energy. And I was like, Oh, okay, we'll see. And sure as shit, there she came. She just kind of whoop, fell out of the sky. Um, so now I'm kind of back like doing the deal. You know what I mean? Like as far as like it's starting to pick up for me. It's good. But you know what? Here's the beauty in all of that. If like I would have got this promoter a year ago, I wouldn't have really known what to do with her because I showed up and because I watch people on this team and because I'm open to the suggestions. Like, so now where I'm at today is like, I'm ready to run a freaking team. I mean, I'm in the middle of building it, and I do have this promoter who's really doing well, and her energy is contagious. But again, if I wouldn't have showed up this whole past year, I wouldn't have known where to even start. You know what I mean? To run a team. So I'm just learning from you guys, which are all amazing.
Thank you. What do you think, what was the main tool that you utilized from back from Las Vegas to now? One of the tools that you started adding, because I've seen you, I've been watching you on social media. I've been watching your reels. Your reels are fantastic. I've been watching your stories. They're very consistent. You between the business, between the products, you do a very good job at intermingling them. But if I could say, what tool would you say would be the key thing that really got you to the next level of that stepped you out of your comfort zone?
Well, so again, I mean, I'm sure most of you guys know, like I'm definitely a side sister. So I was invited a long time ago to Monday and Wednesday morning, and I have not missed a single meeting because I don't want to lose my spot. And my mind tells me if I miss a morning, I don't get a spot anymore. So, you know, I would hear you guys and I watch you guys, and you guys were doing the live challenge, and I'm like, well, I want to do the live challenge. I mean, I didn't do the full blown challenge, but I do think stepping out of my comfort zone, and I'm not all the way there yet. I can go live. I just don't know what the heck to talk about. And so what does the team suggest? Your guys' team, like, let's start reading. So I have this book, The Four Agreements, that Jess insisted that I get, and I'm reading it. But I do think stepping out of my comfort zone and just like showing people I was like, what my life is like over here, you know, even the background, like my office or the family room. I mean, they're nosy and they want to know like what's going on. So I think by just being vulnerable and opening up and kind of just showing up like outside of what people are used to seeing, that's helped me. I was clueless how to make a reel, I don't know, 6 months ago. Now today, sometimes I text my son, he's like 21. I'm like, oh shit, sorry. I was like, oh God, don't get embarrassed in me, Mace. Like I did another one, you know, like, and so I was clueless how to make those, but I refused to. Sydney made them, and I was like, I want to do that. See, I always want to do something, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, if she's doing it, I want to do it. Not really like a follower, but I want to participate because I'm like, I can be a little goofy. And I was like, you know what, I guess it's just time to let the world see that. You know, I think I act a little more serious or closed off, but that's really not who I am by nature. So I practiced the shit out of those reels, and now like I'm so competitive by nature that like I want my own sending crown and I want to be the maker of it. Yeah. But I probably won't get that.
One thing that I was really impressed with what you were doing is that you incorporated your relationship with your husband and him doing the lives too. And he was doing the Tuesday night lives and interviewing like Haas does too. I mean, it really makes it nice when you have a partner. Not everybody has that ability to do that. And that's amazing. And the other thing that I was very impressed is that even you incorporated, when you were opening up some product, you opened up with your son, and your son is getting into it. And it's when I talked to Paul a little bit ago, one of the things that we talked about, the key word, and this is all over our products, guys, is lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. It doesn't have to be that you work out 1,000%. It doesn't have to be that you're reading all the time. It doesn't have to be that you're eating this food or dieting this or you're going to this event. It's all incorporated together. And if you have a little bit of everything or a lot of everything, as long as you manage your time wisely, and getting sales, obviously, I think that really makes a difference. So Would you say what would be the number one hurdle that you found that you overcame in this past 6 months?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
I'm not going to say objection because we're trying to get away. To me, Erin actually brought up a very good point that objection is kind of like a very negative kind of tone. So we were trying to use a different word, and we thought the hurdle was a really good one because runners do what? They hurdle something when they have to get past something. So we're going to use the word hurdle for today.
Right. So I guess the biggest hurdle is myself, like getting out of my stinking head and like stop blocking myself from my own blessings. You know what I mean? Like we're all given a gift, and it's like I'm just out here to try to share it, you know. The biggest hurdle is me. Like it's self-doubt. I mean, I'm a baby at heart sometimes. I'm like, well, I want a team. I want that. You know what I mean? I want to do well. I want to do well. And I mean, you guys can take it all with a grain of salt. If I could bully everybody into buying the freaking product, I would, but I can't. I have to lead by example and with love, but I'm like, buy the product. So it's like, I have to like take a step back and just chill out a little bit. You know what I mean? So I'm my biggest hurdle because of course I want to wake up sometimes and like stomp my feet and be like, I'm done. This isn't going to work for me. So, but I refuse, you know what I mean? There's too much. I love the community. I love the product. I love the opportunity. And it's like, I got goals, man. You know what I mean? I sat here in the beginning, like, I want the car bonus, goals. Yeah. Well, I got the car bonus, and now I want to be like, I want to run a team. I want to be part of, and I want this to be my full-time job. So I ain't letting the foot off the gas until I am not I have a computer screen behind this laptop right now, and I don't want to bang that computer another day of my life. And you know what I mean?
So one thing that I wanted everyone to know is that as Erin mentioned, she just landed a really awesome promoter. Can you just quickly, and then we're going to pass it on over to Paul, quickly tell everybody how you landed this promoter, because one of the things that Jess is teaching our team is not only obviously sales and product and reels and all these tools that she has, but the bottom line is that we need to get promoters. And how are we doing that? We have to show up and talk about promoters. So tell me how you got your promoter, Katrina.
Okay, so I've known her for a few years, and what's really cool is she said she's been watching it. You know, she saw the success. She saw what I was doing. She'd been watching for like a year or two. She said one night she was just so sick and tired of being like where she was at in her own life that I was the first person that she thought of. You people here on this team told me that was what was going to happen if I stayed consistent and showed up. So she texted me one night on a Sunday night on Facebook. She's like, hey girl, I need to talk to you. I called her right away. I sent her a sample. She got on the product. She wanted to pause her auto ship. And by like day 4, she was like, take me off pause. I need to be on auto ship. I do not want to miss a day of this. And I said, that's when I proposed, like, you know what, girl, it was February. I said, it's a great month to join. Like, are you interested in joining? You know, and because I kept showing up and I learned from everybody that's blazed the trails before me, I knew what to do with her. You know what I mean? I walked her through the cloud office. I hooked her up with, you know, helping her land her first deals. I invested in her. I took my money and I invested in her because, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's worth that to do. Because the payback is way more than the investment, you know? So, and that's kind of what made me lead to trying to host an IPA myself now twice a week. I mean, I'm still trying to get out of my comfort zone and just do that. So that's offered to her. You know what I mean? I made it as a selling point. Like, I can plug you in to all this stuff. And so she kind of gave me that push that I was looking for. But again, if I didn't listen to the suggestions that were laid out in front of me the last 1.5 to 2 years from everybody I'm surrounded by, I wouldn't have known that stuff. So the key, stay teachable. I think that's like the key to the finish line, you know?
Damn, man, you're a true testimony, girl. Happy 2 year.
Thank you.
I'm gonna pass it over to Paul. Now, Paul is fairly new. I would say, what, Paul, like 6 months, 7 months?
Yes, there you go. Unmuted. Yeah, at least.
Yeah. And your upline is Julie, and you have been on and you've been rocking it. And not only are you rocking, but you actually made the PPA board this week. So I have a question to you is what did you do differently in the past 6 months to get you to this level? And what tools did you use to get along the way?
I got serious, I guess. I saw Julie was always on my shoulder, always in my ear, like, you have no idea your potential. She was always right there telling me, you got all this potential, all these tools out here. You just need to open your eyes and look and see what is available. And I was half-assed in it, excuse my language, but I was not focused on it. I was not. And then all of a sudden I made a TikTok, and then the windfall, the people just started asking me about it. And a lot of my videos and whatnot, I would wear my patches, and then people would see them, and I was getting so many questions about the patches. And it just kind of opened my eyes a little bit. And then all the questions, because obviously I'm new, so I didn't have all the answers, even trying to look them up or whatever. But I would bug Julie all the time asking, and it has snowballed really, really exponentially, really, really fast.
And from what our discussion was earlier, I think your goal is to hit that 4K March Madness bonus.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Exciting.
Yeah, and at the beginning, I had no idea what any of that stuff was about. To be honest, I didn't know what any of that was. I met with Jess and Julie a few weeks ago or something at Aubrey's at one of the meetings, and they gave me some paperwork, some things to read, and the more I got involved, the more I got involved, the more I wanted to know about it, right? And then all of a sudden I could see the potential, and I've always been a fan of it, but I never realized how big and how big it could go. So it's crazy, and I'm so excited about it. I just want other people to try it.
Right. What would you say would be your number one hurdle that you've had since you've started?
My biggest hurdle?
And how did you overcome it?
I think my biggest hurdle is obviously I work full time. So I wasn't applying my time properly, maybe, I guess I would say. But now when I come home, I kind of have set a time that between this hour and that hour, I take care of any Thrive questions, any customers. So I kind of dedicate a certain time that's what I take care of. I don't do anything else. That's what I do. I reach out back to my customers, and just so it's basically setting up a time that's all I do between that hour and that hour. If it's between 6 and 7, that's all I do. I don't do anything else. I don't Facebook. I don't, there's nothing else. That's my hour to concentrate on the business. So, and that's what I had to do, because it's so stinking easy to get sidetracked.
Oh my gosh.
You're at home. So I just set up a time. That's what I do. And Julie, I'm sorry, I call her stinking all the time. So, but I have questions it all throughout the day, and I'm new. So people ask me questions that I don't have answers for, and I'm not going to BS them. So
right.
I tell them, just give me a minute and I'll get back with you.
And that's what's so good about our chats, the huddle chat, that we're able to our private messenger chat. We're able to ask questions when we don't know. And it's always better to ask than give something a fluff answer. You want to be honest and just let them know, hey, let me get back with you. Or even, we've been trying to get people to do 3-way chats to do third party validation, which is also super key and important. So yeah, I'm really proud of you. I mean, making the PPA board is absolutely phenomenal. It's wonderful, and I'll rooting for you to hit your 4K, your March Madness um goal. I know a lot of people are actually really close to it. We have only 10 minutes left, and I wanted to actually, Mandy wasn't sure if she was going to be able to be on, and she surprised me before we got on the Zoom that she, was able to be on. And I wanted to, and Paul, thank you so much because you're so super inspirational. Erin, you're amazing and beautiful, and just so cool how you guys are able to just come on and share your stories about what you're doing in this business and how you keep going. But I also want to share Mandy's comeback. Man, she is freaking killing it out there. She's being looked at. She's being just killing it. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes, Mandy. Just tell us a little bit about like what you're doing, how you're rocking it, what made the difference for you this time around than the last time, and what was the objections and how did you overcome it this time around?
Well, thank you. I'm glad I made it. Honestly, I want to steal Sydney saying that she used to, I heard her say this so many times, and I think it finally clicked in my head. She always said, confused people do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a point that I made the decision to start over. And I kept hearing that statement in my head because there was a lot of stuff that was holding me back. Not real savvy on the computer. I wasn't good with Facebook. I didn't know the reels. I didn't know all these things. And Sydney did help me a lot out with all those things. And then I finally realized if it was a car and it had a problem and it was broke down, I would seek and destroy that thing. But our business, in that sense, those things that I had to do, I was like, I don't know why I couldn't just figure it out for myself and do it. So this time around, I put way more effort into it, and I was determined to, well, I can do this. If everybody's doing this, I can do it. And I need to just be patient with myself and get it done. And somehow, in some way, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid to reach out to people that are going to tell me no. And not once has that no objective affected me to where it used to affect me. It made me feel like, oh, damn, it kind of set me back a little bit. It doesn't set me back now. And 4.5 years, they've been saying, no doesn't mean no, it just means not right now. But you couldn't change the way my mind thought then when they said no. But now I understand that. So honestly, I've been pounding the pavement. Jess and Sid and Haas and everybody else who's done so much, my dogs, have made it so simple. Yeah. We have tools, we have systems, we have automation. I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. And it was up to me to go, come on. Yeah. Get your shit together. And I haven't stopped, and I don't plan on stopping. I'm tired of working as hard as I do physically. I want to work hard, and I want to put more smiles on people's faces than I do want to fix your car anymore.
That's awesome. And you know what, Mandy, that is so true. And the common thing that I'm getting from Erin and Paul and yourself is we can't worry about what people think. This is, I go back when Jess asked me to do the 90-day challenge a couple months ago, and I had to really think about it. I had to really, really think about it because it was a big commitment. And did I reach some of the goals? No, but did I also learn a lot more in that time frame? Yes, I did. And I had to really check myself, and I had to remember something. And this is something that I said to you guys before when I've done these, some of the Zooms, is I had to treat this business like a business. I had to pretend to put myself in the shoes as if I was working at Hit or Miss back in the retail days. What did I do to do the multi transactions? What did I do to grow my sales the next day? What did I do when I worked for Verizon Wireless when I wanted to beat everybody's, goal, when I wanted to be a top salesperson? What did I do on my own to bring it to this level? And I started to shift my mind as, wait a minute, I could do this here. I could do it here and thrive. Why am I not doing the things that I did? What did I do? Well, I looked up, for example, when I worked at Verizon, we were given a territory. I had five zip codes, and those zip codes, I sat there and I hounded down and figured out who I was going to send flyers to, who I was going to call. And I started thinking about that. Okay, well, I got to do that now. I have to maybe, how can I do that with Thrive? I can incorporate that into maybe being consistent with my lives and in my my reels on social media and calling people and remembering all those notebooks I've saved over the past 30 years in sales, contacting people, going back and saying, oh, I remember that person. I remember they did this. And you know what? All they can do is say no, and it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if they say no. You go on to the next person, rip that page out and move on. And like Mandy says, it may not be no right then and there. It may come up. That was one thing that I really, really realized. The other thing is just stepping outside your comfort zone and being consistent and showing that this is my business. Now, I'm not being afraid to show people that it's my business. I think we have this stigmatism that that we're so afraid to show as our business and, you know, looking like we're multi-level marketing. Just had a great last week. She said network marketing. Network marketing is just like going to the store and buying your products, except you're just going to somebody. We're a small business. Support your small business. So I started really hounding people about that and started putting that, incorporating that in my product/business reels or my product/business posts or my product/business conversations. And that's all. It changed my mindset. And I just now at this point, I love the wheel that we use. So I use that to, like, you know, target people and how I'm going to use them. And some people may not be ready for it. They may only be on step 1. They may be on step 5, but it's our job, follow the process. Everything we do in sales is follow the process.
So I wanted to just tell you this point. Is another real big pivotal moment for me was, we're in Florida and we're at an event, and I was helping, and I was actually trying to sell someone else's stuff. And I was going out throughout the whole room asking, you know, hey, did you get the paper? Would you like to sign up for this class or that class or do this with this person? I felt really comfortable selling someone else's products. And then I was like, why do I feel so comfortable asking you if you're interested in buying this and it's not my own stuff?
Yeah.
And so there was a mental block there. And now I'm like, I'm not selling for anybody. I'm selling for myself now.
Yeah.
And that word selling makes people nervous.
Mm-hmm. Change our word selling to sharing.
Selling a product, and we are providing service. And when that sinks in, then you start going. I mean, I do say I'm sharing as well, but it's a business now. And I think that's the difference for me.
Yeah. You know, and you never know, like Erin had somebody just come up to her and she had that diamond in the rough that fell off from the sky. You guys are all going to get there. You just got to keep showing up and being part of all the events that we have, whether it be, you know, a SEALs training, whether it be Thrive-Palooza, whether it be a mastermind. Show up to these things because people are watching those things. They see the energy. I get comments all the time that be like, oh, you're traveling again. Oh, you're doing this. They want that piece of life. They just have to get there, and you have to be the vessel to show them how to get there. I had one promoter, I don't know if Kim is on here, but oh my gosh, because she's been so consistent, her new promoter got another promoter that owns a store, and he goes, I'm going to sell at least $5,000 to $6,000 in Thrive products a month. I'm like, he goes, oh, I'm going to. So, you know, we'll see. We're hoping, but, you know, she's showing up. I'm showing up. Our team is showing up. Michelle's showing up. We are all showing up to do the deal. And so now we only have like 2 minutes left. So I'm going to leave Paul. Since you texted me the question, you guys. Oh, Cindy. Paul, go ahead and ask me a question. Stump the host. You're on mute.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead. Ask one question because we only have like 50 seconds.
What's the best advice for me? What are at least 1 or 2 things that I need to do, a must that I need to do starting out? What is the best advice you could give me?
Treat this like a business, as if you were going into your brick and mortar business.
Treat it like a business.
With that will be consistency. But if you treat it like a business, like if you were going into your job, your 8-hour job, if you treat this job like that, even if it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, you be consistent with it, you guys are going to see a huge amount of difference in your growth in your business. So with that said, we have to let you guys go. I hope this was worth it, and I hope you guys had fun. Did anybody take a picture? Rebecca, you did? Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are freaking fantastic. Go out there and kill the rest of this month and get those 4K bonuses for your promoters. All right. Love you
Yes.
guys.